this evening. I just have two announcements. We don't allow flash pitches during the show. Also, one of the Angel Choir's names was left off the program. Her name is Tammy Morrison. And also, there's no intermission during the show, but we would like to invite you to join us for refreshments after the show with the cast. So, thank you. Enjoy the show.
I can see that shine.
The Herdmans were the worst kids in the whole history of the world. They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls, and talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain and set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down tool house.
And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts for the firemen, and the Herdmans ate them all. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed down their pockets and down the front of their shirts.
And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi, White Owl's favorite turtle. So now Naomi can't take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her.
What was the word? Oh!
And they did it in fluorescent paint, so it glows in the dark. When you can't even see the turtle, you can still see the word.
And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain. And Miss Barnes swallowed 2 or 3 by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late.
Did she get sick?
Not right away.
And that's not all. Now I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, David, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow Wilson School like those South American fish that strip your boats clean. They went around town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whipping kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of bread, sweet hour of bread, because there are no herdmen there. Jesus loves us as they say, because he keeps them miles away.
That's my little brother Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked what was his favorite thing about church. Charlie said, "No Herdmans." That made the teacher mad because all the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus and good feeling. But old Charlie told the real truth. No Herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what they really thought. All that other stuff is okay, but the main good thing about church is that the Herdmans aren't there ever.
It's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
It's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue all last year because he had to sit next to Leroy Herdman at school.
Is he the worst one? Leroy?
We're all worst ones. Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph gets you...
That doesn't make any difference. Gladys isn't big, but she's fast, and she's mean, and she bites.
Sorry to ask. Well, just stay away from all of them.
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church.
I'm glad to hear you feel that way.
Why?
No arguments this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Well, tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Well, everybody's in it. Think how I'd feel sitting there on Christmas Eve if my own children weren't in the pageant. Think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well, actually, I did plan to go. I mean, you know how crowded it always is. They can use my seat. I'll just stay home and put on my bathrobe and relax. There's never anything different about the Christmas pageant.
There's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to wear your bathrobe.
Just thought that up, Grace.
Want to be Joseph. Elmer Hopkins will pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph all the time just because his father's a minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
Well, what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. Playing a manger always sounds to me like a closet full of mice.
What do you wear in the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathroom or bed sheets? Come on, let's go watch TV.
You know, Mrs. Armstrong works very hard to give everyone a nice experience.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
She's right. She directs the pageant, she runs the potluck supper, she's chairman of the bazaar. I think Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if anyone would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Well, maybe she'll try to manage the hospital because that's where she is. I saw George at the drugstore and he told me his wife broke her leg this morning. She'll be confined for 2 weeks and laid up till the first of the year.
The first of the year, they'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
Well, she's in charge of the bazaar and she's in charge of the pageant. I feel sorry for Helen, but who's going to do all those things?
Yes, I'll take over the bazaar, Edna, if you'll do the potluck supper. I don't know what we'll do about the pageant, though. Unless, how about Grace?
I just can't, Edna. I've got company all Christmas week. How about Grace?
What about Grace?
Hello, Grace.
Bob,
What?
I have to direct the Christmas pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you call four-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It's always the same old Christmas story, the same old carols, and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
I can't tell you, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Now, here's what I always do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them we must choose our Mary very carefully, because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
And then I tell them about Joseph, that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that. Frankly, however, I don't spend much time on Joseph because it's always Elmer Hopkins, and naturally he knows all about Mary and Joseph.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was confined. How could she talk on the phone if she's confined?
What do you think confined is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck. Beth, we need salt and pepper and napkins.
But I do tell them about the shepherds and the wise men and how important they are. I always say there are no small parts, only small actors. Oh, and Grace, you'll have to remind the angel choir not to stare at the audience. And don't let them wear earrings and things like that. And no clunky shoes and no high heels. Oh, Grace, I just hope you don't have too many baby angels, because they'll be your biggest problem.
You will leave some for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. Leroy Herdman stole my lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you day after day?
How can I stop it? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
Oh, and Grace, you'll have to get someone to push on the baby angels. Otherwise, they get in each other's way and they bend their wings. Bob could do that. And he could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. Oh, you know, another thing about the angel choir. Don't let them wear lipstick. They think that because it's a play,
Someone at my door, Helen. I have to go.
because it's a play that they have to wear lipstick, and it looks terrible. So just tell them.
Someone at my door. I'll talk to you later. Yes, yes, I'm coming.
Lady, can you give me some supper? I am out of
I'm thinking for you.
It was very lonely at the table.
Well, I guess Helen feels lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
I'll bet she told you no small parts, only small actors.
And getting someone to shut the baby angels on and getting the shepherds to shut up.
Yes, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
Oh, and Grace, don't just use anybody's baby for Jesus. Get a quiet one. Better yet, get two. That way, if one turns out to be fussy, you can just switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems, and there wasn't going to be any problems. Of course, Mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, you give me back my lunch.
Sure, kid. Here.
You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Because there's in here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Leroy, you think you're so great to steal my dessert every day? And you know what? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give you my dessert. I know the dessert I want in Sunday school.
Oh, yeah? What kind of dessert?
All kinds. Chocolate cake, and candy bars, and cookies, and Twinkies, and big wheels, and big refreshments all the time. All we want.
You're a liar.
And ice cream, and donuts, and cupcakes, and
Who gives it to you?
the minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
No, I think he's rich.
Sunday school.
That was the wrong thing to tell the Herdmans. And sure enough, the very next Sunday, there they were in Sunday school, just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
What's a pageant? It's a play. Like on TV? What's it about? It's about Jesus. Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
Come on, Beth. Charlie, you and David, come. Now, let's move these tables and chairs. Put them right back here. Now, this won't take very long if you'll all settle down. Now, today we're going to decide who will play the main roles in our Christmas pageant. Of course, everyone will have an important part to play. You know what Mrs. Armstrong always says, there are no small parts, only small actors. Isn't that what Mrs. Armstrong always says?
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel class, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. What it really means is that the littlest baby angels are just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary.
Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important. I still think it means the short kids have to be in the front row.
Girls, everyone is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everyone here? Beverly, will you just step out in the hall and see if anyone else is coming? Now, you littlest children will be our baby angels, so please remind your mothers that you'll need bed sheets. People in the angel choir will need bed sheets too. And if any of you have any old bathrobes at home, now what's the matter? Oh, make some room there for the
Maybe not.
Now, what happened to Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she got sick.
Did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did was, I just said, "Hi, Beverly," and she left.
See. Well, will someone please tell Beverly about the rehearsals? The next 4 Wednesdays after school. Plan to be here for everyone.
What if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Of course, Mary and Joseph must absolutely come to every rehearsal.
What if they get sick?
They won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we didn't even start yet.
Now, I want you to think about Mary. We all know what kind of person Mary was. She was quiet and gentle and kind, and the girl that plays Mary should try to be that kind of person. Now, who would like to volunteer for that part? Did you have a question, Imogene?
No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph, over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, I'll just make a list of volunteers for these parts, and then we'll all decide who it should be. Ralph Herdman. Now, who else would like to be Joseph? Did you raise your hand, Elmer?
No?
Just raise your hands, please. Any of you shepherds? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph. Now, Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. Now, what other names can I add to my list? Janet? Roberta? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary.
Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, the wise men are usually boys. Of course, they don't have to be, and we could...
I'll be a wise man.
Me too. Hey, Claude, you want to be a wise man? Raise your hand.
What's a wise man?
Just raise your hand.
What's left to be?
Some angel.
I'll be that. What is it?
Well, it's the angel of the Lord who brought the good news to the shepherds. There, we do have some volunteers after all. Yes, Hobie, do you want to be a wise man?
No, I just wanted to say I can't be a shepherd. We're going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say so before?
I just remembered. My mother doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
Why not?
I don't know. She just said don't be a shepherd. I'm not going to be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. What's the matter with all of you?
Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Gladys isn't going to hit anyone. The angel of the Lord just visits the shepherds in the fields and tells them Jesus is born.
Yeah, it hits him.
Elmer, that's ridiculous. I don't want to hear another word about it from anyone. Now, no shepherds may quit or get sick. Now, that's all for today, boys and girls. Don't expect to see everyone here on Wednesday at 6:30. Alice, what's wrong with you? Why in the world didn't you raise your hand?
I don't know.
You don't know? Alice, I expect you to
Ouch!
volunteer.
Get off of me!
Don't
Let
you
me
want
go!
to,
Let
Mary?
me go! This is Bradley! Get Gladys off of me! Imogene would have killed me. She said, I'm going to be Mary in this Christmas pageant. And if you open your mouth and raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, but I'm always Mary in a Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. And next spring, when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll sprout there and grow. And you'll spend the rest of your life with a pussy willow bush growing out of your ear.
No, Dad.
She would too. Herdmans will do anything. Watch, they'll do something terrible and ruin the whole pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Edna McCarthy, did you hear about the... Well, it must be Grace's fault somehow. How else could the 6 of them end up in a Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera, Irma Slocum, I just heard Imogene Herdman is going to be Mary in the Christmas pageant, and is that a fact? All 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd sooner live next door to a zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Where did they come from? Who let them in? Imogene Herdman? What kind of a child is that to play Mary, the mother of Jesus? Well, where was Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting the shut-ins? Well, I'm shut-in and he wasn't visiting me!
So then I said, well,
Better
why
nail
don't
down
you
the church.
What's the matter with Grace?
Hide the collection plate.
Why didn't she
before
send
they
them
leak
away?
out.
Tell them to go home!
That would solve our problem.
Oh, I feel so responsible. If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I'd been up and around, this never would have happened. Well, let me tell you.
Don't tell me I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Helen Armstrong is not the only woman alive that can run a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind to just do the best I could under the circumstances. But now I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant ever. And I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they raised their hands, nobody else did. And I don't care.
Good for you, Grace. The car's over there.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean...
You have to go. Shepherds come and gather around the manger.
Where'd all the shepherds come from anyway?
What's in it? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night. What people? Jesus? Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes. At a motel. Shut up, Ollie. Everybody, shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happens first?
Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this Christmas pageant is, so I better read it to you.
Oh, I don't believe that, do you? That they never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is. They never went to church their whole life. So your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary his wife, being great with child.
Pregnant. She was pregnant.
All right now, that's enough. We all know Mary was pregnant.
I don't think it's very nice to say Mary was pregnant.
Well, she was.
I don't think your mother should say Mary was pregnant. I think it's better to child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
Because there was no room for them in the inn.
My God! They didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know? What was the matter with Joseph that he didn't tell them? Her pregnant and everything.
What's a manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, they didn't have a bed in the barn, so they had to use whatever there was. What would you do if you had a new baby and no bed to put the baby in?
We put Gladys in the bureau drawer.
Well, there you are. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed, only all of us said he wouldn't get out. He didn't like Gladys. Remember how he didn't like Gladys?
That was pretty smart of Wally not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large wooden feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
It said in there, she wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to wrap babies up very tightly in pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
You mean they tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child welfare? The child welfare is at our house every 5 minutes. There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem. I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them. And the
Shazam!
What?
Of the Black Knight with horrible vengeance! The mighty Marble!
I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys.
The mighty Marble! An amazing comic of the Black Knight with horrible vengeance!
This is the angel of the Lord who comes to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right? In the Black Knight, right?
Well, in a way. Now, when Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east bearing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh.
What's that?
Well, they were special things, spices and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Were they the welfare? The wise men?
No, they were kings. And they
Well,
were sent.
it's about time somebody important showed up. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were sent by Herod, who was, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My God, he just got born. They're gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
Oh, Herod isn't in the play.
He's out to kill the baby, and he isn't even in the play?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go get me that baby. They say, okay, because he's a king and all. But then, they don't. They go back and get Herod. I'm not going to be Herod. No, Joseph gets his shepherds together and they go wipe out Herod. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna get killed.
Forget about Herod. There's no Herod.
And I run away with the baby till the fight's over.
Somebody ought to fix the innkeeper. Gladys, you wipe out the innkeeper.
I can't. I'm an angel. Well, I wouldn't just hang around in the barn. I'd go get a room. She said there wasn't any room. Then I'd throw somebody out. I'd tell them, I've got this baby and it's in the middle of the winter. So either get out or move over.
I'd go after old Herod. I'd send the angel after. She could just point her electric finger and zap him into a pile of ashes.
Yeah, zap! What's the name of this play? She never said. Christmas Pageant. That's no name. That's what it is. I know a name. least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Jean Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wasn't going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch the baby, even at the last rehearsal. What do you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about sexy things. Mrs. Bradley calls Mary crazy. Gladys Herdman drinks communion wine. It isn't wine, it's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen it 3 times. She loves all purple. They steal too. If you shake the birthday bank, it doesn't make a sound. All the pennies are stolen from her. And when you go in the ladies' room, the air is all blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting in a Mary costume smoking cigars.
And you wrote all this down? What for?
For my mother, Reverend Hopkins, and the Ladies' Aid Society, and anybody else who wants to know what happens when this whole pageant is up to be a big mess.
Quiet now. Beth, will you and Alice please come up here so we can get started? Now, this is our last rehearsal, and we're going...
I just wanted to let you know that we're all back in the kitchen making applesauce cake. We'll try not to bother you. I guess this is your dress rehearsal?
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, Edna, didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago, a little girl?
Oh, yes, she's 5 weeks old.
Well, I wondered how it would be if I were to give your niece a call and ask if we could borrow.
Oh, Grace, no. Now, I could make up some lie and tell you that the baby's cranky or sick or something. But the truth is that she's perfectly happy, healthy, and beautiful, and we all want her to stay that way. So, we're certainly not going to hand her over to Imogene Herdman. I'm sorry, Grace.
Mrs. Bradley, you can have my little brother for Jesus.
I didn't know you had a new baby, David.
Well, he's not new. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed and he could scrunch up.
I don't think so.
I'll get us a baby.
How can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies and carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get us one of them.
Imogene, you can't just walk off with someone's baby. I guess we'll forget about a baby. We'll just use the doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. A doll can't bite you.
And Imogene, you know, Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I got my ears pierced, and if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
Well, they won't grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
Probably did it with ice. I'll bet Imogene's ear turned black and fall off.
Well, we'll find something smaller. Now, is that your costume? Is that what you're wearing? You're all supposed to have your costumes on today.
I can't find my halo. My wings got all bent. Janice got my robe. My mother doesn't have any white sheets. Could I wear a sheet with balloons on it? I haven't got any costume. I was never a shepherd before.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He hasn't got a bathrobe.
What does he hang around the house in? His underwear.
All right, pretend you're wearing costumes.
Are we going through the whole thing?
Yes, of course! But first, we're going to go through just the entrances. So all of you go where you're supposed to be, and we'll start with the shepherds. Just read the last few lines, Maxine.
Shepherds keep in watch over their flocks by night.
Music! Shepherds!
And an angel of the Lord appeared to them, and
Shazam! No, Gladys!
oh, the Black Knight!
Go on, Maxine.
A multitude of a heavenly host.
Music! Angels! Wise man!
I've got the baby here. Don't touch him. I named him here.
No, Mary doesn't say anything! No one says anything! Mary doesn't make a lovely picture! I forget what we think about Christmas and what it means! Now put the doll back!
I don't get to say anything. Some angel comes and tells me what to name my baby. I would have named him Bill.
What a terrible thing to say!
What angel was that? There's angels all over the place. Was that Gladys?
No, Gladys brought the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah, unto you a child is born. Unto me, not them, me. I'm the one that had the baby.
No. That just means that Jesus belongs to everybody. Unto all of us, a child is born.
Why didn't they let Mary name her own baby? What did the angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. Please. She said, his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. My God! He'd never get out of the first grade if he had to write all Start over.
5 minutes, Maxine. 5 minutes!
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogene Herdman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. Then, Mrs. McCarthy went into the ladies' room and saw the smoke and called the fire department. And they came right away. They cleared everybody out of the building and dragged a fire hose through the church, looking for a fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake burned off. Of course all the ladies were mad, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. And now look, the church is filled with firemen, the street is filled with baby angels crying and shepherds climbing all over the fire truck in half the neighborhood. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Alice Wendellkin's mother was mad too, and the whole Ladies' Aid Society was mad. And Reverend Hopkins said he didn't know what to think.
I've been on the phone all day long, and I can't make heads or tail of it. Not heads or tail of it. Some people tell me they set fire to the ladies' room. Some people tell me they set fire to the kitchen. Vera Wendelken tells me all they do is talk about sex and underwear.
That was Hobie Clark talking about underwear, and they didn't set fire to anything. The only fire was in the kitchen where the applesauce cake burned up.
But the whole church is in an uproar. I don't know. Jesus said, suffer the little children come unto me. But I don't think he meant the herdmen. Grace, don't you think we ought to cancel the pageant?
I'll bet that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
Well, we could blame it on the fire. It would be a very good excuse.
I'll bet that was Edna McCarthy's idea.
Oh, I don't know. They tell me, they all think it'll be one great big...
Disaster?
Yes.
Well, they're wrong. It's going to be the best Christmas pageant we ever had.
Grace, I don't think anyone will come to see it.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie, but we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, their church was jammed full. Everybody came to see what the Herdmans would do.
Wait till I turn the lights on. Now watch your step.
I can't even see where I'm going. I don't know what in the world you expect to do with this thing.
Well, I thought it might look like a palm tree. I see now that it doesn't. Well, I don't have any idea what's going to happen tonight. We've never once gone through the whole thing, and the Herdmans still think it's some sort of spy story. Maybe the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a fight and Mary runs away with the baby. Where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are down in the basement putting on bed sheets.
No, I mean our kids.
We're here.
Well, go get your costumes on. It's getting late.
It's just going to be awful, you know. They look like trick or treat, all dirty and fastened together with safety pins and wearing their moldy old sneakers. Mary and Joseph, they look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, Mary and Joseph. They were refugees, in a way. They were a long way from home, didn't have any place to stay, and didn't know anybody. They were probably cold, hungry, and tired, and messy.
I don't know about cold and hungry, but they sure are messy.
Oh dear. Do you think I should?
I think you worry too much. Now, I'm going to push baby angels on stage, and I'm going to push shepherds on stage. When do I do all that?
Oh. Just follow this script.
Baby angels, shepherds, wise men. It doesn't seem to say here where the fire engines come in.
Oh!
Just kidding.
Now is everyone here? Beverly, I want you and Alice down front where you can help the baby angels. Will you all come on stage, please? I just want to see how you look. Gladys, where's your halo?
Our cat buried it. Listen, I think I ought to say something besides the baby came. Why would they get up and tear off after some baby they don't even know? I ought to tell them it's Jesus, and I ought to tell them where he is.
No, Gladys. You tell them, unto you a child is born, and that's all you tell them. Now, let's all go backstage and try to be quiet while people are coming. And good luck!
Mrs. Bradley. Actors don't say good luck. Actors, they break a leg.
I know that, Alice, but in this case, for those of you who don't know, it's just a theatrical expression. It doesn't really mean break a leg. Your own or anyone else's. And Imogene, try to remember that that's a baby. And for tonight, anyway, it's the baby Jesus.
And while they were there, she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Look at them. They look awful. What's she doing with the baby? I don't think it's very nice to birth the baby Jesus as if he had colic.
Well, he could have had colic just like any other baby.
I don't care. It looks awful, and they look awful.
So what? They just came a long way, and now they don't have any place to sleep, and they have a new baby to worry about.
Who? Ralph and Imogene?
No, Mary and Joseph. And in that region there were shepherds in the fields keeping watch over their flocks by night. And suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly hosts saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men. Hark the herald angels sing, Glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Join the lying nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With the trumpet proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, Glory to the newborn King. When Jesus was born, there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we travel so far. Hill and mountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright. Westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
And there, the gospel too. What's that Leroy's got?
It's a ham.
A ham? I'll bet they stole it.
No, I think it's a ham from their welfare basket.
I mean, it's their own ham? Then they must hate ham.
Well, even if they hate ham, Alice, it's the only thing they've ever given away in their whole life. Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all that they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright. Round yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Beth, look. Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley, Mary's crying.
Could you believe that was Imogene Herdman? And all the rest of them. Irma, this was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. And I'm not sure why, but I think it was them. Could that be?
I always get weepy at the pageant. I guess it's the children and the carols and all. But you're right. This was the best one. And it should have been the worst.
It was just something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord was different.
Yes, but you know, I liked that. Had lots of spirit. Sometimes you can't even hear the angel of the Lord. I must find Grace and tell her.
I just wish now I'd let her use Eugene for baby Jesus.
Who was the baby Jesus?
It's a doll.
Oh, I don't think so, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no doctor, nobody they knew. And then, arriving from the east, like my uncle in New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogene burping the baby, and the wise men bringing such sensible presents. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the barn. Go see him. So the shepherds didn't have to stumble all over the countryside. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogene. For her, the pageant turned out to be all wonder and mystery, as if she just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any cocoa, they didn't walk off with all the cookies, and they didn't even take their candy canes.
Well, I guess that's about it. Any kids left downstairs?
Nope, everyone's gone. You know you have your bathrobe on. You're not going to wear it home, are you?
Why not? Maybe people would think I was a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Yes, you would. When it was over, some lady came up to me and hugged me because I was a shepherd.
Is this the Herdman's ham? They wouldn't take it back, I guess. Leroy said, it's a present, and you don't take back a present.
Leroy said that? They must hate him.
What about the lights?
They're on a timer. They go off at midnight.
That's not far away. It's almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas, kids.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.
And it came to pass in the days of old,
And there were shepherds abiding.
a multitude praising God.
I bring you good tidings of great joy.
Hey! Hey! Unto you a child is born!